Number 12. The vision of the mantis shrimp. You've probably heard that the mantis shrimp has incredible vision, but what does that even mean? It's not like they're just seeing a slightly clearer version of the world. They're basically looking at reality on a different operating system, and you're still using Windows 95. Most humans see with 3 photoreceptor cones, red, green, and blue. Your brain mixes these primary colors to create the entire spectrum of color you perceive. A mantis shrimp? It has 12 to 16 different types of photoreceptor cones. It's like you're trying to build a Lego castle with just 3 types of blocks, and the mantis shrimp has access to every single color, shape, and specialty piece ever created, including the translucent, sparkling ones. They can see what's called circular polarized light, which is something we can't even imagine. It's not a color. It's a property of light, like a screw with a unique head that only their brain can turn. It helps them communicate with each other in secret, like an encrypted text message you'd see scrolling across a billboard. This level of complexity is so absurd that scientists believe the mantis shrimp brain can't even process all of it at once. Imagine if you had 16 different eyeballs, but only one brain. Your brain would just see a chaotic kaleidoscope of nonsense and give up. So instead of having a super HD view of the world, they just get really good at picking up on the subtle, secret details, because their brains are too lazy to process the entire visual feast they're being served. Number 11. The upside-down world of the axolotl. Imagine living your entire life as a larva, a state of perpetual childlike wonder and guild glory. Now imagine your vision is so bad that the world is a blurry upside-down mess. Welcome to the life of the axolotl, the Mexican walking fish that never grows up. Their eyes are hilariously simple, and they don't even have eyelids. This means they can't blink away the dust or grit, so their vision is constantly obscured by whatever happens to be floating in the water. But it gets worse. Their brain flips the image they see from their eyes. So the ceiling is the floor, and the floor is the ceiling. But their brain has no idea how to correct it. Instead, they rely on a bizarre combination of smell, touch, and an almost sixth sense to get around. They'll follow the faint scent of a worm, and when they get close, they'll just sort of lunge at it and hope for the best. It's the equivalent of you trying to grab a slice of pizza with your eyes closed, and when you finally connect with it, you just hope it's a slice and not a cockroach. Their entire existence is a blurry, inverted game of chance, and their face is just a permanent, goofy grin that says, "I have no idea what's going on, but I'm having a great time anyway." Number 10. The polarized world of bees. Imagine a world where the sky isn't just blue. It's a pulsating map of invisible highways. That's how a bee sees the world. Your human eyes are amazing at seeing colors, but they're hilariously bad at seeing certain properties of light, like ultraviolet light and polarized light. A bee, on the other hand, sees both. This is like you being able to see a regular rainbow, and the bee seeing the regular rainbow, plus a bonus rainbow that's completely invisible to you. Not only that, but they can see the sun through clouds. How? They use polarized light, which is light that vibrates on a single plane, like a guitar string vibrating up and down. The sky scatters this light in specific patterns, and a bee's eyes are built to detect those patterns. It's like having a built-in compass that always points to the sun, even on a cloudy day. This isn't just a party trick, it's essential for their survival. It helps them find their way back to the hive, even if a cloud bank has rolled in. So while you're fumbling with your phone's GPS, a bee is just looking at the sky and seeing the sun's location coded into a shimmering, invisible light grid. Basically, your brain is like a flip phone, and a bee's brain is like a smartphone with a feature you didn't even know existed. Number 9. The slow-motion world of houseflies. Have you ever tried to swat a fly and missed, only to watch it buzz away as if it had all the time in the world? It's not because you're slow, it's because the fly is living in a different dimension of time. A housefly sees the world in what's called a higher flicker fusion rate. This is the speed at which a series of images blurs together into a continuous motion. For humans, this rate is about 60 Hz, which is why a video running at 60 frames per second looks so smooth. For a fly, it's closer to 250 Hz. This means a fly is essentially watching your every move in super slow motion. Your lightning-fast hand movement looks to them like a slow, lumbering boulder crashing down from the sky. They see the air pressure change, the wind from your hand, and your impending doom with so much time to spare that it's almost comical. They can literally fly circles around your swatting hand because they're perceiving your motion in what is, to them, a ridiculously slow telegraphed attack. This isn't just about speed. It's about the very fabric of their perceived reality. They're living in a slow-motion kung fu movie, and you're the villain who can't land a punch. Number 8. The limited color of the dog. You've probably heard that dogs are colorblind, which is one of those half-truths that sounds way more dramatic than it actually is. They aren't seeing the world in black and white, like an old movie. They're just living in a world of muted tones. Humans have 3 types of cones in their eyes, the red, green, and blue cones, but dogs only have 2. This makes them what's called dichromatic. So, where you see a fiery red ball rolling across a lush green lawn, a dog sees a pale yellow-brown ball on top of a grayish-green patch of grass. To a dog, a vibrant rainbow is just a boring gradient of yellows, grays, and blues. It's like they're looking at the world through a permanent Instagram filter, the kind that makes everything look a little sad and washed out. But here's the kicker. Their vision is still far superior to ours in other ways. They have incredible night vision, thanks to a higher concentration of rods in their retinas, and a special reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum that makes their eyes glow in the dark. So, while they're missing out on the joy of a good sunset, they're probably seeing things in the dark you don't even know exist. Basically, your dog is a vampire with a bad sense of color, and you're just a human who needs to turn on the lights. Number 7. The heat-sensing pits of the snake. Imagine being able to see heat. Not just feel it, but literally see it as a glowing infrared image overlaid on the rest of the world. That's what it's like to be a pit viper. They have these specialized, heat-sensitive pit organs between their eyes and nostrils. These pits are so sensitive that they can detect a temperature difference of as little as 0.003 degrees Celsius. Think about that for a second. This means they can see the faint heat signature of a mouse or a rat hiding in complete darkness. To them, a mouse isn't just a sound or a scent. It's a living, breathing heat blob on a cool background. It's like having a permanent thermal camera strapped to your face. Their brain combines the regular vision from their eyes with the heat vision from their pits, creating a sort of double exposure image. So a rat doesn't just look like a rat. It looks like a rat with a bright orange halo around it, glowing with the promise of a warm meal. It's the ultimate unfair advantage in the hunt. While you're fumbling around in the dark, a snake is looking at a world that's literally glowing with the promise of dinner. It's almost rude, really. Number 6. The monocular world of the chameleon. Imagine a creature that can look at 2 different things at once. Not just with their eyes, but with their brains too. That's the chameleon. Their eyes can move completely independently of each other. While one eye is scanning the horizon for a predator, the other eye can be focused on a tiny fly buzzing a few inches away. This isn't just a cool trick. It's a completely different way of processing the world. Your brain combines the images from both of your eyes to create a single, unified picture with depth perception. A chameleon's brain processes the 2 independent images as 2 separate streams of information. It's like having a split screen on a video game, but instead of controlling 2 different characters, you're controlling 2 different perspectives. This monocular vision means their brain is constantly getting 2 streams of information about 2 different things, which is why they look like they're having a tiny, constant existential crisis. When they finally spot something they want to pounce on, both eyes will lock onto the target, and only then will their brain merge the images to create the depth perception needed for a precise strike with their lightning-fast tongue. So they go from being a split-brain weirdo to a unified, laser-focused hunter in a split second. Number 5. The panoramic world of the goat. Ever been stared down by a goat? Their eyes have these weird horizontal, rectangular pupils. It's the kind of thing that makes you question the very nature of reality, and it's also a brilliantly simple solution to a very complex problem. Because of these pupils, a goat has a nearly 320-degree field of view without having to move its head. Imagine being able to see almost all the way behind you without turning around. This is a crucial evolutionary advantage for a prey animal. While you're busy trying to turn your head to see if that weird rustling in the bushes is a predator, the goat has already seen it, judged its intentions, and decided on a course of action. What they lose in binocular vision and depth perception, they make up for in situational awareness. It's like they have built-in peripheral vision on steroids. They're not great at seeing what's right in front of their nose, which is why they sometimes have to lower their heads and stare directly at something to get a good look. But they're excellent at making sure nothing is sneaking up on them from the sides or behind. They're basically walking around with their own version of a security camera system permanently installed in their heads. Number 4. The ultraviolet world of the reindeer. Imagine being able to see things that are completely invisible to you right now. No, I'm not talking about ghosts. I'm talking about something way more mundane and way more bizarre. Pee. Reindeer can see ultraviolet light. This is a special ability that's not just for show. It's a survival mechanism in the harsh Arctic environment. Snow and fur both absorb ultraviolet light, but things like lichen, a key food source for reindeer, do not. This makes the lichen stand out like a big glowing neon sign on a white background. But it gets weirder. The urine of predators, like wolves, absorbs UV light. This means a wolf's pee shows up as a dark spot on the otherwise white, glowing landscape. It's like a big warning sign printed on the snow. While you're out there trying to find your keys in a snowbank, a reindeer is walking around with built-in night vision that also shows them where the local predators have been doing their business. So, next time you see a picture of a reindeer, just remember that its entire existence is a constant reminder of who's been peeing in the neighborhood. Number 3. The wide-eyed world of the owl. You know those memes of owls with their giant, unblinking eyes? They aren't just for show. An owl's eyes are so large that they're not even eyeballs. They're more like eye tubes. They're held in place by bones in their skull, which means an owl can't move its eyes at all. This is the opposite of a human, who can move their eyes all over the place without turning their head. So how do they see? They have to turn their entire head, and they can do it to a ridiculous degree, up to 270 degrees in either direction. This makes them look like tiny, feathery head exorcism machines. But their eyes are also specially adapted for hunting in the dark. They have a massive number of rods in their retinas, the photoreceptors responsible for low-light vision. This gives them a level of night vision that would make a spy movie gadget look like a child's toy. They can see a tiny mouse scampering across a field from hundreds of yards away in almost complete darkness. The trade-off is that they have very few cones, so their color vision is pretty limited. Basically, they're living in a super high-contrast black and white movie, where every shadow and every flicker of movement is magnified, but the world lacks all the fun colors. Number 2, the echolocating world of the bat. You might think of bats as blind, but they're not. They just have a way of seeing that has absolutely nothing to do with their eyes. Bats use echolocation, a system that works by sending out high-frequency sound waves and then listening for the echoes that bounce back. It's like they're yelling at the world and then using the echoes to build a 3D map in their brains. This isn't just about finding things in the dark. It's a way of perceiving reality that's completely alien to us. The echoes tell them the size, shape, texture, and distance of every object around them. They can tell the difference between a moth and a leaf, a mosquito and a bead of water. A moth's fluttering wings create a specific echo pattern, and a leaf's veins create a different one. It's a level of detail that's impossible for us to even imagine. So while you're walking around in a dark room fumbling for a light switch, a bat is flying around with a perfect, real-time, high-definition sonar image of everything in the room, right down to the dust motes floating in the air. Their world isn't seen with light. It's seen with sound, and it's a world that's constantly screaming at them with information. Number 1. The infravision of the goldfish. You've heard of infrared vision, but have you ever considered the other side of the spectrum? Goldfish can see a type of light we can't, infravision. Wait, no, that's not right. It's ultraviolet vision. Goldfish can see ultraviolet light, which is pretty common for many animals, but still bizarre for us. However, the truly weird thing about a goldfish's vision is that it's not really focused on anything. Their world is a perpetual blur, an indistinct soup of shapes and colors. They have a round lens in their eye that can't change shape, so they can't focus on objects at different distances. Their entire world is basically one big out-of-focus photograph. They're essentially living a life of permanent nearsightedness, which is why they tend to get confused and swim into the glass of their tank. It's not that they're dumb, it's that they can't see the world with any level of clarity. So, while we see a vibrant, detailed world, a goldfish just sees a series of indistinct blobs floating around in a hazy, UV-tinged mess. They are the walking, swimming embodiment of the phrase, ignorance is bliss. Because if they could see the world as it truly is, they'd probably just get depressed.